Welcome back to another video on the channel, guys. Today we're going to be looking at my opinion for the most meta cards in FIFA 23 for old and new gen as of the 13th of December. For cheap FIFA 23 coins, make sure to check out MMOEXP.com to get fast and reliable coins, and make sure you use code VIPER at checkout, get yourself a 5% discount. Without any further ado though, guys, let's start off with the goalkeeper, and my pick for the best goalkeeper currently in FIFA 23 is going to be Alisson. Now, of course, goalkeeper is a very contentious area. It's kind of up to you, your preference here. But Alisson is really good for me because of the links he offers, being Brazilian and from Liverpool. He's very good at linking to some of the other best cards on the game, in my opinion. And that is why I like Alisson the best. He's a really good shot stopper. His manual movement, when you hold in the right stick, is really good as well. It seems to be really quick with him. I've had no issues with this card. Of course, as I said, goalkeepers are completely up to you. But it's kind of what you found during your experience of the game to see what you like. Guys, moving on to right back now, we have got what I still think is the best right back in the game. And of course, he has a special card. That is not going to get upgraded anymore, and that's going to be Kyle Walker. This is for both old and new gen, by the way, just so you are aware. Walker is just brilliant. Now, what I liked before the patch of the Trivellas was to have my fullbacks go forward very, very heavily, and Trivella with them if I didn't get an option. Kyle Walker could do that. You can see that we've got 12 goals and 29 assists in 323 games. He's a mainstay in my team, an absolutely brilliant card, and I'd highly recommend you pick him up. Great defensively with good strength. The agility and balance doesn't really matter. His passing is okay, but he's there as a recovery right back, okay? So he's able to get up and down the pitch very quickly, and his strength really does help him out. He feels so fast in game still as well. He's my favourite right back on the game for sure. Now, guys, as we move on to the first centre-back, we have Virgil van Dijk, of course, once again, another card with a promo World Cup stories in the game. And Virgil van Dijk is just brilliant, You see that pace split, and I've been one to say over the years, I don't like pace splits like that, but he's an absolute rock at the back. Still the best centre-back on the game, maybe other than the one we've got next door to him, which you're going to see in a moment. I just think he's great. I think he's so strong, he's so fast, he's got them really long strides, which does help him. His passing is definitely viable. You can play out with him a little bit. His passing isn't that bad, and he's just really solid. As a defender, you'll struggle, or you'll be hard-pressed to find anybody better than Virgil van Dijk on the game, and he's coming down in price quite a lot, being Dutch as well, and from Liverpool. Of course, links to Alisson for me. And there are lots of very good Dutch players in the game this year. Gakpo, De Jong, just to name a few. Van Persie, if you got him. Lots of good options for Virgil van Dijk this year, making him the best centre-back on the game. Other than our other centre-back, which is going to be World Cup Lucio. This card is used by almost all pros. This too, at the back, are used by most pros right now. The reason Lucio's so good is because he's so strong, so aggressive, has good passing, good agility and balance for a centre-back, and can play out from the back as well. He's a really, really unique card because you can see he's got good shooting, he's got really good passing, okay dribbling to play the centre-back role as well, and kind of almost be a CDM, looking at them stats. Really, really strong card in game. Yes, he's only, 6'2". He's got 3-star skills and that 4-star weak foot, very, very valuable in my opinion on this game. To have that 4-star weak foot to be able to play passes on either foot comfortably with your centre-back, I find to be really, really valuable, and Lucio really does warrant that price that he is at, like 1.5 million. He's worth every penny. Brazilian Bundesliga, great links for him as well, guys. Of course, gets free Kim by default, but the Brazilian links are nice to have as well. To our left back, guys, and we have a new one here, and that's going to be Marcos Acuna. Before the upgrade, I would have probably said João Cancelo, but with this upgrade now, you apply a shadow to him at left back, he becomes absolutely crazy. Up to like 93 pace and then up to like 90 defending. The 85 pace as default is really good anyway. Because this card is strong and aggressive, he's able to play this role really, really well. Great passes on him for a left back too. Great agility and balance, an all-round player. And in terms of pushing forward with a left back, this is one that you can still use, right? How I said to you about Kyle Walker and no Trivellas being good without the outside of the foot shot anymore. Acuna has the outside foot shot, which means his Trivellas still work as they did pre-patch. So if you want to attack with a fullback and try and score outside foot shots / Trivellas, whatever you want to call them, Acuna's good at that as well. With that 80 shooting, good shot power and long shots. He's an absolute unit. And the other great thing about this card as well is if you want to, you can play him in the midfield role and drop one of your midfielders down into the left back. For example, just off the top of my head, the Robertone that got the Rule Breakers card could play left back, and you can move Acuna into the midfield role. And he can play CDM, centre mid, I would even argue cam, to be honest. He looks that good. But Acuna is my pick for left back. Now, guys, my option for midfield as a CDM is going to be an SBC, and that's going to be Palinha. This card I have used for a long time now. I've used it in all my champs runs, which I've been getting the rank 1s in. And that 4-star weak foot, the medium high work rates, a 6'3" frame, make this card brilliant. He's got a good pace split for a CDM too. He's got okay shooting. You don't really score with him too much, though, and his passing is really good for a CDM. Yes, his agility and balance is low. Doesn't matter. Because he's so good elsewhere, 96 strength and 95 aggression with 93 stamina. Great defensive stats. You apply a shadow to this card and you get that +8 for pace. Goes up to 83 pace and makes him an absolute beast in this game. If you didn't pick up this SBC, guys, I really do feel like you missed out. You know, an 89 rated card in this game right now is above the kind of threshold that we're getting SBCs at right now. We're getting a lot of 87 and 88 rated SBCs. Polinia has moved past that and is an absolute monster in game. If you didn't pick this one up, guys, you really, really did miss out. Now, guys, as well, before we move on to the next player, I just want to quickly say that I have tried to keep this in a good price range. You know, there's a few players in here that are going to be way out your price range. But if you're a rich man on FIFA, you can afford these cards. And the next one, I'm very, very excited to have in my team. Very, very lucky, and is probably the best midfielder on the game right now. That's going to be World Cup Yaya Toure. This card is insane in game. I cannot say anything else other than that. Like, you just can't get better than this. He's better than Hullet, in my opinion, mid Hullet. Outside foot shot makes him great. He's got great defensive stats. He's got great strength, great stamina. Really good defensively with that 6'2" frame. 4-star, 4-star. Great pace upgrade as well, I think, from 78 to 82 on his World Cup hero. Insane passing. This card is just a full package. You can play him up front if you wanted. You can play him in cam, play him at centre mid, CDM. I've tried him in the CDM role. Love him there. Tried him in centre mid and also tried him at cam, and he's great in all of them. Could also play centre back for you guys. Yaya Toure's World Cup hero is by far the best midfielder I've used on this game. I think if you were able to get Hullet and Yaya Toure next to each other, my God, are you living the dream. But, you know, Yaya Toure is very expensive, about 2.5 million coins, I think, maybe like 2.1, 2.2 million coins for him right now. But honestly, guys, if you can afford him and you need somebody to dominate your midfield for you, there is nobody better on the game than this Yaya Toure card. Now, guys, we're going to move on to a few attackers now, and the first one is going to be Franck Ribéry. Of course, 5-star, 5-star, another SBC here, an end of an era SBC. 89 pace and 90 dribbling make him very, very good. Of course, a 5-star, 5-star. This card is very, very similar to Neymar's gold card in terms of, you know, his passing, his shooting, his pace, his dribbling. Neymar's got a bit more dribbling than Ribéry, to be fair, but Ribéry has a bit more physicality. And I'm not personally the biggest fan of him. I think he's good, but I do prefer Neymar. I think this card is still very meta though. You know, if you use a lot of skills, you use the outside foot shots quite a lot, this card will be good for you. He has to play as a middle cam though, in my opinion. I don't like him out wide. He doesn't feel very fast. So you have to play him as a middle cam and really utilise his playmaking abilities. And this is once again one of the most meta cards on the game. But for some reason, I prefer Neymar quite a lot over this Ribéry card, and that's the next player in the team is going to be Neymar. So good on the ball, some of the best dribbling, great passing on Neymar as well. Really, really full package card in terms of just winning you games on his own. The outside foot shot once again there. Great passing, great dribbling, great sprint boost, great R1 dribbling. Some of the best on the game, in my opinion, in terms of R1 dribbling. And can just change a game for you so easily. An absolute wand of both feet. And you can do outside foot shots on either foot as well. Great time shots on him as well. Great power shots. Just an absolutely brilliant player. If you do want to pick this one up, guys, make sure you put something that really boosts up his shot power, because his shot power is really low, and that can be the difference between really enjoying Neymar and really disliking Neymar. So make sure you boost up that shot power by at least 10. Probably get a dead eye, go for a +15 to his shot power, and just disregard the pace, because he's so creative and so good on the ball that the pace doesn't really matter. You need to get the ball into his feet, and he's an absolute monster on this game. Now, guys, moving on to our first striker in the 4-4-2 formation of this team. It's going to be Al Erwan. Now, I've used this card an awful lot, and I would argue that this is very close to being the best player on the game. Genuinely, I'm not capping when I say that. I love this card. He is an absolute joking game. You know, sometimes his finishing does let you down a little bit, but I'll apply a dead eye to this card. If you want to go watch my player review that we done on the World Cup Al Erwan, that is a few weeks ago. Make sure you go check that out and you will have a better view of this card. Yes, he's expensive, 750,000 coins. I still think for how good he is, I think this card deserves to be like R9 price. He is that good. Great finishing. Put a dead eye once again on this Al Erwan to boost up that shot power. His passing's already really, really good for a striker, and his dribbling outside of that is insane. He's got a bit of strength on him as well. He's essentially like a mix of Mbappe and R9 without the 5-star, 5-star. It's the only way I can describe him. absolutely rapid in game, really strong. He's got a good frame as well at 6 foot. So him having that pace and that strength, he can actually hold players off and makes him an absolute beast in game, man. Has lots of alternate positions as well. Cam, right mid, right wing, and striker for Al Arawan. And the great thing about this FIFA is this card gets free chemistry by default. So you don't need to worry about having to link him with anyone. It would be impossible to link this card if it wasn't set up the way EA have set up the chemistry this year. Absolute beast in game, guys. I really highly recommend if you want somebody to completely change the way you view this game. Al Arawan's World Cup hero is by far the best player on the game for the value. As I said to you guys, he should be at R9's price and, you know, like the special card Mbappe price. He is that good. Now, guys, you can probably predict this, but the other striker in the team is going to be Kylian with a million. Mbappe, what a card once again. This is the new Ronaldo of FIFA. 5-star skills and a 4-star weak foot with high-low work rates. It's a really good body type in game, has pretty damn good strength in game as well, and is once again similar to Al Arawan, ridiculously fast. Absolute flash speed demon, man. He is so quick. And another card that will change your game, guys. A lot of the time you will see a lot of people using Al Arawan and Mbappe together, maybe with like a Messi in there or a Neymar, and that is because you are looking at Al Arawan and Mbappe as the best 2 cards on the game. Probably right now, I would argue that Al Arawan's probably better than R9. I would say Mbappe's probably just about better than Al Arawan though. So pick this one up, guys, if you want to have your game changed. If you can afford Al Arawan and Mbappe, you are winning at life. He is so good because he's really fast and he feels really fast in game. He's got that good agility and a decent balance and has a good bit of strength on him. He's an absolute animal to get off the ball, man. It's honestly like trying to fight with like a boxer, getting him off the ball, and he's not even that tall. You know, same as Al Arawan, 6 foot. The 5-star skills really do help him to utilise that strength as well. And just an absolute demon, guys. I can't recommend him enough. You know, he's expensive. There's a reason he's expensive. It's because he's the best gold card on the game. Of course, this goes for his specials as well. I've used his purple. I forget what that promo was called now. World Cup, Road to the World Cup maybe. And that card is stupid as well, guys. So Mbappe, an absolute monster on this game, guys. And then we've got Alisson. So just to go through the team again, we've got Alisson, Walker, Virgil van Dijk, we've got Lucio, and then we've got Acuna, we've got Ribéry, we've got Palhinha, and we've got Toure, and then we've got Neymar with Al Arawan and Mbappe up front. And then, guys, we've also got a bench as well of players that I think are really meta. First of all, starting with Alejandro Gomez, probably going to get another upgrade. I believe up to he's got the 5-star weak foot now already, so he's due another upgrade if Argentina do win tonight. I'm recording this on the 13th of December. So yeah, Alejandro Gomez, you know, this is one more for old gen. Insane agility and balance. He's so quick at turning. He's got the best sprint boost on the game. Great shooting stats. Really good playmaking stats as well now. With 91 vision, 89 short pass, and 84 long pass. Yes, he's expensive, but he is an absolute boss on this game. Moving, guys, to our next forward, and we have got Gareth Bale. Once again, another very hard card to link. But this card is essentially a better version of Cristiano Ronaldo on this game. Really good shooting, really good passing, really good agility and balance for Gareth Bale. Good strength on him as well at 85, and he's insanely good in the air. Of course, he's got the 3-star weak foot still, but he's got the 4-star skills, which make him really good. The outside foot shot on Bale as well. Definitely coming to the end of his career and the end of his FIFA cards, but man, this card is bonkers good in game as well, guys. If you can get him and link him up, he's an absolute monster in game. Next up, guys, we have Buffal. Of course, probably not going to get any more upgrades now, unfortunately. I hope he does. You know, Morocco are in the semi-finals of the World Cup, and I believe if they go on to win the semi-finals, we've got to an 89. He's got that 5-star weak foot already, should have the 5-star skills already as well. Buffal is a very skillful player. Medium low work rates, but the thing you're looking at once again here, guys, is silly dribbling. 99 agility and 96 balance, with 92 pull control and a 98 dribbling. He's also got the playmaking stats as well, with 92 vision and 92 short pass. Long pass is okay at 81. And his shooting stats do need a little bit of work. But then again, guys, just apply a Deadeye to this card. And this is an absolute bonkers one as well. I believe with a Deadeye, he's a 94 rated cam, which is just mental. He's brilliant. Still quite cheap, actually, as well, I think. I think it's like 70,000 coins. Probably going to drop a little bit if Morocco don't win the semi-final against France, which they shouldn't. But you never know, do you? The World Cup has been crazy, but still a great card in this game nonetheless. He's got the finesse shot trait as well, guys, which is nice. Moving on to the next player, we have Flashback Lionel Messi. Now, this is a card that I didn't like too much when he first came out, but I do think it's better than most of his cards. I think it's better than his gold card, for sure. I think it's arguable that it's better than his player of the month. And, you know, the only reason he's better, or arguably better, than these cards is the massive pace upgrade he's had. You know, he's got good passing still at 91 vision, 87 short pass, and 86 long pass. Another card that you can see that we've got the dead eye on to boost up that shot power and boost up the passing stats. Great agility and balance, feels really good on the ball. Once again, one that's a little bit better on old gen because of his agility and balance, as his sprint boost is crazy, and you can feel the sprint boost a lot more on old gen. But brilliant cards, guys, and arguably better than his gold card and player of the month. I would say definitely better than his player of the month, sorry, his gold card, but maybe arguably with his player of the month, guys. But still, regardless, a great card, and I don't think he's there anymore, but if he is, go and get him done. Next up, guys, we have midfielders, and the first one that I'm going to talk about is one that's been out for a long time, and I have him on my pay to win. It's going to be Lucas Paqueta. The reason I like this card is he's got the 5-star skills, he's got high work rates, and he's left-footed with the outside foot shot. You can see here, guys, his actual in-games are bonkers as well. He's got great passing, he's got really good dribbling stats outside of his agility. His defensive stats are okay, and his qualities there are decent from what I've experienced using him. He's got great strength and aggression for a midfielder, good stamina, and okay jumping. His shooting stats are really well-rounded as well, which make him an absolute beast in game once again. Can play a lot of alternate positions as well, cam, centre mid, and centre forward. It's a really unique card in this game because the outside foot shot with the 5-star skills and then good defending stats, but having good strength on a card like this is really cool as well because not too many cards like this are able to have good strength. So for this one to have good strength, you know, after doing like a scoop turn, for example, be able to drive into spaces with him and trust him. I think this is a really good card if you can pick him up. Next up, guys, we have the first World Cup Phenoms in this video, and it's going to be Pedri. This card is insane in game. The 5-star skills and the 4-star weak foot with the insane agility, great passing, and good strength for a little man, and good defending outside of that. Yes, he can't shoot very well, but you're using him to kind of be the kind of gap between midfield and attack, and he's so good. Great sprint boost once again, really good skill moves, you know, great passing on him. Another one that's maybe a little bit better on old and new, but still an absolute monster in this game. Very cheap this year as well, only 250k I believe for this card, and I promise you he's an absolute monster in game as well. Next up, guys, we have more of a CDM, and that is going to be Bruno Guimaraes, of course, from Newcastle, and I really like this card as well. 3-star, you'd rather a 4-star weak foot on a card like this. But looking at his in-games, you can see why he's so good. Great defensive stats, great strength and aggression, great dribbling for a CDM as well. And I would use this card as a CDM. I don't think his shooting stats are really good enough. But in terms of a CDM, you know, you've got that insane vision, insane short pass and long pass. His dribbling is bonkers to play that CDM role as well, guys. If you can pick this one up, he's an absolute monster in terms of a CDM. Hard to find many better than him in that CDM role. Even at the 89 rating, which he's now capped at because Brazil are out. Still a great card. Of course, lots of very good links to him, similar to Lucas Paqueta. A great link between them two there. And really good in-game this card is, guys. Alright then, guys. So, moving on to centre-backs now. We have, first of all, Lautaro Martinez. And this is a new World Cup Phenoms. And this is a very good card. You look at it and you think, oh, God. Similar to what everybody said in real life about Martinez. Oh, he's 5'9". It says 5'10" there, but he's actually 5'9" in real life. Is he going to be able to fit the bill? He's got lots of alternate positions, which could help you as well. But just look at them stats. He's got 79 vision, 86 short pass, and 88 long pass. That's really good to start off with in terms of a ball-playing centre-back. 78 agility and 84 balance is also insane for a centre-back. And them dribbling stats outside of that are also ridiculous for a centre-back. And then you go to his defending stats and you think, okay, after seeing that dribbling and passing, is he going to be that good in terms of defending and physical? The answer to that is yes. 87 for interceptions, 80 for heading accuracy, 88 defensive awareness, and 87 stand tackle. Really good there. 96 jumping to make up for the fact he is 5'10" is good. 90 stamina, you don't really need stamina on centre-backs, but if you were to play him at left-back or CDM, which I wouldn't recommend, that stamina is really good. 86 strength, which is no joke either, and 89 aggression make this card look really good, and he is really good, guys. I'd recommend picking this one up if you're looking for a bit more ability on the ball from the centre-half role. I think he's an absolute brilliant card, honestly, and I think he's going under the radar a little bit, once again because of his height. But in terms of a centre-back, I think looking at it, it's hard to see, looking at the stats, a centre-back better than this on the game, other than like your top-tier icons and Lucio and Virgil van Dijk, which I think you could argue Martinez is a better served to the centre-back role in this day and age than them cards, maybe more so than Virgil van Dijk. I love him in game. I love him as a player as well. Brilliant, brilliant card. I'd recommend picking this one up as well. And then guys, we've got a few cheaper options. First of all, starting off with Thilo Kehrer. Of course, a 5-star weak foot on this man. 84 pace, 78 dribbling and 77 passing, with 85 defending and 87 physical. Good agility and balance, good passing on him. Great defensive stats, similar to Martinez actually, with good vision, which you don't often see on centre-backs. And good short pass and long pass with great agility and balance outside of that. Good composure and reactions as well. And then great defensive stats like 90 strength and 87 aggression. 96 jumping as well, make this card brilliant. And he's very, very cheap. I think he's like 20k, which is crazy. Link him to the Lucas Paqueta as well. Awesome card in game. I recommend picking this one up also. And then guys, we've got 3 more centre-backs to cover. First of all, it's going to be Inform for Kayo Tomori. Of course, a great card with that pace. And you just got him for the pace. 81 acceleration is a little bit poor. 91 sprint speed is great though. And he's got good agility and balance with good reactions and composure and great defensive stats outside of that. Then we have got David Alaba, once again, a card that's been out for a while, but it's hard to kind of knock off that perch of being one of the best centre-backs on the game. Once again, similar to Martinez, with really good vision, short pass and long pass, great agility and balance with good reactions, ball control, dribbling and composure. I think him and Martinez together, even though they're both left-footed, would be insane in terms of winning the ball back quickly. His aggression's a little bit low and his strength is a little bit low, but outside of that, David Alaba is a great card. And this is the one I did take. I like this one a lot more. I just put an architect on him when the lengthy meta was available. I love this card though, with the great passing and the great defending stats, guys. Then we've got Bobby Moore. Now this is an interesting one, which I bet a lot of you guys didn't expect to be in here, but you're seeing a pattern kind of forming. Lots of ball playing centre backs. Once again, Bobby Moore here, 80 vision, 91 short pass and 89 long pass. Great agility and balance at 81 and 82 respectively. 92 reactions and 89 ball control with 94 composure. And great defensive stats there. You know, his headed accuracy is only 87, but outside of that, we're in the 90s for defending stats. Okay, jumping at 83. He is 5'10", so the same height as Martinez. But he's got 92 stamina, 82 strength, and 79 aggression. I would try and improve that aggression where you can, maybe an anchor on him to boost that up. But a great card nonetheless. And guys, that is the team I have put together for the most meta cards on FIFA 23 as of the 13th of December 2022. And I think it's a brilliant, brilliant team. You know, lots of very good players here. You've got expensive and you've got relatively expensive, and then you've got cheap-ish. Alisson, relatively cheap. Kyle Walker, relatively cheap. Virgil, relatively cheap now. Lucio, very expensive. Acuna, of course, an SBC. Same with Ribery, Plenia, and you've got Yaya Toure, which is out of a lot of your guys' price bracket and is out of mine as well. I luckily got him untradeable. And then you've got Neymar, who's affordable, and Mbappe, who's quite expensive still, and Al Arawan, who's quite expensive. And I tried to make the bench a little bit cheaper in areas. So Bale's quite cheap, Bufal's quite cheap, Messi wants to get an SBC. I believe Pedri's 250k. I think Grimares is around that same sort of price. And you've got Martinez, which is 150k. Kehrer, who's about 20k. Tomori, I don't actually know his price. Alaba wants to get another SBC, and I think Bobby Moore's like 100k. So lots of very good players in this team, guys. Let me know if I missed anybody in the comment section below. But I hope you did enjoy today's video, and if you did, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss a video. But guys, it's going to be it from me for now, so take care.